What if your AI didn't just hear your words, but actually understood the feeling behind them? Today, we're diving into a new kind of AI, one that gets emotion and promises to keep it all completely private. It's a pretty radical idea, so let's get right into it. Just think for a second about the AI you use every day. You ask for the weather, you get the weather. Simple. But what about when you try to talk about something more human, like maybe you're having a rough day or you're feeling frustrated? The responses you get back are usually pretty generic, right? It feels like it's just matching keywords, not really listening. And you're kind of left feeling, misunderstood.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem with the AI we're all used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're super helpful for tasks, but when it comes to any kind of real human connection, they just feel a bit hollow. There's no depth there.
So why is that? Well, it's pretty interesting. Most of the AI systems we talk to are only programmed to recognize a tiny handful of basic emotions. We're talking somewhere between 7 and 9. Happy, sad, angry. They're just doing this surface-level scan, completely missing the context, the nuance, all the stuff that makes our feelings, human. And that's where that feeling of disconnect comes from.
And this slide really nails the two different worlds we're talking about. On one side, you have the way things are now, all our data flowing into these huge impersonal server farms somewhere far away. But on the other side, you see a completely different vision, one that's way more personal, more direct. And this isn't just a tech difference. It points to another massive issue.
And yeah, that massive issue is privacy. We've basically been told that for AI to work its magic, our data has to be sent to the cloud. But that's a promise that, let's be honest, we've seen broken time and time again.
We've all seen the headlines, right? AI chats getting accidentally leaked, private conversations stored in logs that someone else can get their hands on. The fundamental problem is, when your most personal thoughts are being processed on someone else's computer, they're always at risk. They're not just yours anymore. So this brings us to a really crucial difference in how these things are built. The old way, the cloud-based way, sends everything away. But this new model we're looking at, from a system called Dr. Iris, does all the heavy lifting right there on your device. That means no cloud, no internet connection needed, no secret logs. It's a completely different philosophy where, like they say, your emotions actually stay yours.
So out of these two big problems, the emotional hollowness and the lack of privacy, comes a potential solution. And that's the vision of Dr. Iris. It's really framed as a new beginning for how we think about interacting with AI.
So this is Dr. Iris, and the whole idea behind it wasn't just to make another gadget, but to build something that genuinely connects with you. The goal was to have an AI that doesn't just spit out answers, but actually understands the feeling behind your questions. And the creators explained their mission was to build something that could offer a sense of direction, whether you're a young person who's confused about the future or really just anyone trying to figure things out. They wanted an AI that could sort of walk alongside you. And out of that idea, Dr. Iris was born.
And the name itself it's beautiful, right? In Greek mythology, Iris was the messenger goddess who kept relationships warm and connected people. And of course, the iris is the part of your eye that helps you focus, that gives you clarity. So the name perfectly captures both connection and clarity, which is exactly what they're aiming for.
Okay, so how does it actually do all this? How can an AI be more emotionally intelligent and more private at the same time? Well, the answer is in this really unique system they call the three-brain architecture. So instead of one giant AI brain, Dr. Iris is powered by three separate AIs all working together. And here's the absolute game changer. All of it happens completely offline, right on your own phone. Once you install it, it's your private property. It doesn't even send information back to the people who made it. Okay, so how do these three brains actually work together? Well, it all starts with brain 1, the pattern extractor. It just objectively looks for subtle patterns in your words and your tone. That info then gets passed to brain 2, which is the core of Dr. Iris. That's the part that translates those patterns into a really nuanced emotional understanding and then figures out how to respond without judgment. And then, only if you give it permission, there's brain A, which can listen to things like pauses and stress in your voice for an even deeper layer of insight. It's this powerful, multi-layered approach to understanding.
So, what's the result of all this? Well, it goes way, way beyond those basic 7 to 9 emotions. Dr. Iris is designed to understand 42 distinct emotional states, and it organizes them into spectrums. So it doesn't just see sad. It can tell the difference between grief and melancholy and despair. It gets that a person isn't just one thing at a time.
You can feel overwhelmed and anxious and insecure all at once, and it's built to actually recognize and respond to that kind of complexity.
So when you put all of that together, this incredibly deep emotional intelligence with the absolute privacy of doing it all on your device, you get something totally new. You get a digital space where you are genuinely safe to speak. And because of that, you're safe to feel.
And that's really the core promise here. The idea is that you shouldn't have to choose between an AI that gets you and one that protects you. The goal is to finally have both. To create a space where your emotions aren't just put in a box, but are truly, truly understood.
And this all leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. For so long, we've just kind of accepted that getting more from our tech means giving up more of our privacy. But what if that's not the deal anymore? What does it actually mean for our relationship with technology and with ourselves when our devices can finally and truly keep our secrets?